Good morning. My name is NACKERS. Welcome to NACK Habitat. Today I am excited to announce the launch of the Nackback, a 3D printed mod kit for the Elgato Prompter. The Prompter is already a fantastic product on its own, but I designed a mod kit to make it even better, add some functionality, improve on some of the shortcomings, but most importantly, adding support for shooting short form content in portrait orientation instead of landscape. This is a project that I had started toying around with in November of 2023, and then in January of 24, I began drafting the very first part of this kit. So between then and now, I've been tweaking, adding, subtracting, printing, testing, and repeating over and over until I landed at a final product a couple weeks back. There are 5 different kits available, and how you use your prompter will dictate which kit would be the best for you. In the last 3 videos on this channel, I go into detail on why I designed this kit the way I did. I'm going to summarize the reasons for you. First one being the improved L bracket. So this newly designed L bracket is thinner, more low profile, and allows the bracket to be rotated to support portrait recording. It also allows you to access both the battery and the SD card tray doors on the bottom of almost all cameras. The redesigned lens faceplate adapter. So this allows you to flip the Elgato lens mount plate upside down, which means that you can drop your camera in from the top instead of the bottom. So instead of having to remove the Elgato bracket from the prompter in order to install the camera, you can just do it from the top. So this is great for creators who often remove their camera from the prompter and use it for other things. The brand new portrait style spacers. So if you're somebody who likes to rotate that camera to shoot portrait content with your prompter, this kit, along with the new L bracket, provides additional support for the camera when it is rotated. The hole cover, so this is something that came fairly late in the project. So with the new faceplate, you're able to use the hole cover to stop light from coming into the prompter when the camera isn't attached. So this is awesome if you're using the camera somewhere else, but you want to use the prompter's monitor as a secondary screen for doing Zoom or Teams calls or playing Jumanji. It also stops dust and dog hair from entering the prompter, which is always good. And then lastly, the custom thumb screws that just make using the prompter and adjusting it easier. To demonstrate the installation and use of the Nackback, I'm going to use the kit number 1, Collector's Edition. So this includes the 3 different L brackets, a landscape orientation spacer, 2 portrait orientation spacers, a lens mounting adapter, the rotolocker, 3 Thumboni thumb screws, a hole cover, and an assortment of other screws. Each of these kits comes with a packing slip that doubles as an inventory and a part guide. So this sheet tells you what kit you have, displays all the parts that were included, and the checkboxes that are filled in tell you what parts came in your kit. There's a QR code that will take you to the page where the build guide exists, along with other information, just in case you need any additional assistance when setting it up for the first time. To prepare for using the Nackback, we remove the thumb screws and the L bracket, but we want to keep that lens mounting faceplate close by because we're going to use that. With the prompter, Elgato included step-up rings that screw onto your camera's lenses, and this allows the camera to slide into the mount. That mounting plate is required for this setup. The lens mount adapter screws to the prompter using the 2 black 1/4-20 screws that come with the Nackback kit. A Phillips head screwdriver can be used to secure the adapter to the prompter. All 3 L brackets are secured to the prompter using any of the included screws, whether that is a Thumboni, the black thumb screw, or a silver D-ring screw, or you can use your own, totally up to you. The landscape orientation spacer fills the gap between the L bracket and the bottom of your camera. Any of the leftover camera weight that needs to be supported is provided by those spacers. The main driving force behind this kit being developed is to support portrait recording. The portrait orientation spacers are used to support the camera's weight once the camera's been rotated. Any of the included screws can be used to secure the portrait spacer to the L bracket. So when it's time to change from landscape to portrait content, you just loosen the screw that supports the L bracket, lower and then rotate the bracket, rotate the camera, and you don't even have to remove it at this point, and then you can raise the bracket back up and tighten the L bracket to support the camera again. If you're someone who often removes the camera from the prompter because you are using it for other things, but you still want to use the prompter as a secondary monitor, the hole cover can be slid into the Nackback lens adapter, which blocks any light and dust from entering the prompter. When it's not in use, remove the whole cover, spin it around, and then you can use the small lip on the whole cover to store it on top of the prompter. So now that you know how the kit works, let's talk about the differences between them and which one might be right for you. Kit number 1, the collector's edition, is every part of the kit with a couple extra goodies. Only a limited number of these kits are going to be available at launch in round 1. Comes with all 3 versions of the brackets so that you can test them all out and see which one you like the most. Part A1, the standard bracket, does not have any way to lock itself into place. So this means that the bracket can move back and forth depending on how hard you tighten it. This is great because when you switch from landscape to portrait and then back again, you don't have to remove the entire bracket to spin it around. It only takes like 7 seconds. The A2, which is the notched bracket, has an additional add-on called the Rotolock, and you can leave this detached if you want, and this allows you to rotate the bracket like the first bracket, the A1. But if you would like the option to prevent the whole bracket from rotating just because you're worried about structural integrity, you can insert the Rotolock with your thumb screw of choice into the slotted part of the A2 bracket, and that secures it in place. So the benefit is you get to either choose to lock it in place or not. You get the best of both worlds, but the caveat is you have this extra loose part that you have to keep track of. The A3 bracket is the same as the A2. It's just those 2 parts are printed as one. It's one solid piece. I personally feel like the A2 bracket is the best solution, best of both worlds. But some of the beta testers thought otherwise. So I thought, why not just give them all out and see which ones people like the most. Also included with the collector's edition is a resin collector's card that has scraps of filament that was used during the prototyping part of this project, a holographic NACK habitat sticker, and then all 3 versions of the Thumboni thumb screw. I plan to throw in just like a couple of extra regular screws so that you can have some to mess around with. And as far as the Thumbonis, you'll get both the normal sized and the low profile Thumboni. So kit number 2, the Pro Edition, has almost all of the same parts that the Collector's Edition has, but it's going to be sold indefinitely. There's not a limited amount. Not included are the 2 additional brackets, one of the Thumbonis, and there's just a couple less screws. So if you're a creator who shoots both landscape and portrait, both the collectors and the Pro Editions are the full kits that support that. So the Collector's Edition just comes with a couple extras. So my assumption is that the Pro kit will be the most popular. Kit number 3, the Replacement kit. Instead of replacement, get it? This kit has the A3 bracket, which is the rotolocked or the orientation locked bracket. This is meant for creators who only shoot landscape content. They don't have a desire to rotate the bracket. The upgraded L bracket allows you to get to the battery and SD card tray door without removing the camera. But when you do need to remove the camera to change body or lenses, you can do so quickly with the upgraded lens mount adapter. This kit comes with 1 Thumboni thumb screw, an additional screw, and then the 2 screws for securing the lens mount adapter to the prompter. Kit number 4, the face-off, is only the lens mount adapter, the whole cover, and the adapter screws. So if you are someone who likes the provided Elgato L bracket, but you just want to take your camera on and off the prompter without having to remove the L bracket, this is the kit for you. The whole cover is included so that if you want to block out light and dust when your camera isn't mounted, you can do that. Last but not least, kit number 5, the Fracken bracket. It's just a replacement bracket and a spacer. So you can continue to use the Elgato Prompter with the Elgato provided lens mount, but using this bracket allows you to get to the battery and SD card door of your camera. Does not support the rotation for portrait content. This is just if you want to use the bracket. So that is the Nackback. I do have some additional information and disclaimers about the product. So before you buy, highly recommend giving this a quick read. It lists some of the requirements to use this kit, like what Elgato hardware you need, along with the additional guidance to help you choose the best one for you. Also included in that guide is the feedback from the 6 beta testers that used this kit before launch, and they provided their testing results and feedback. They go into what they like, what they don't like, what camera and lenses they used, and a link to that will be in the description. The official launch date of the Nackback is Friday, August 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is when the Fourth Wall shop will be live. However, if you sign up for the NACK Habitat newsletter, you will get access to the shop 4 to 8 hours early. Only a limited number of all of the kits will be ready to ship at launch. So the stock in the store for all kits will be limited. There are only 20 collector's edition kits that are going to be available. Once those are gone, they are gone. Once all the first round kits have been sold and shipped, I'll start printing the next batch, and then they'll go on sale whenever they're ready. I'm going to estimate like 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the demand. Hey, by the way, I forgot to record this part. I'm doing 2 giveaways. One is going to be partnering with Elgato. We're giving away 1 Elgato Prompter and then 1 Nackback Collector's Edition. And then the second giveaway is just the Nackback Collector's Edition. The giveaway is going to start here, because I haven't figured out the dates yet, so I'm just going to point to the dates. And then the the giveaway starts and ends before these go on sale, so that you don't buy one and then win one, because that would suck. And there'll be more details in the video description. There has been an insane amount of love and support for this project. And while I would have loved to print 100 kits to have ready at launch, I don't know for sure if it's going to be that popular. If you do not get a kit for the first time around, but you really want one, please, 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 there's going to be a link to something called the Round 2 interest form, and that's going to be linked on the shop page. I don't need your name or address or nothing. Just tell me what kit you're interested in, and that's going to give me an idea of how many kits to pre-print for round 2. I'm already creating waste by printing plastic. I want to be the least amount wasteful as possible. Since this is a physical product, and the first one I've ever sold, and the first time I'm selling something on Fourth Wall, there's going to be a slight learning curve for me. Fourth Wall is supposed to take my general location and your general location and then estimate how much shipping is going to be. I have no idea how those rates are calculated. So there's a chance that it's not great, and I'm going to change last minute to do flat rate shipping, but we'll see. I hope that doesn't bite me in the ass, because shipping to UK and Australia and Hawaii is just insane. If you want to get a head start on deciding what kit is for you, the product guide for the Nackback is going to be linked in the description in this video and also on the store page. That guide has all of the information on the kit itself. It lists all the disclaimers, the before you buys, a written guide to help you choose your kit, a list of all the hardware that I use if you want to purchase additional hardware for yourself, like additional screws and mounts, and then finally the setup guide if you need help setting it up for the first time. I am so excited and I am so nervous. The response from the beta testers was so overwhelmingly positive, and I'm very confident that this kit is awesome, and I just really hope that people find them as useful as I have. Like I mentioned before, I've spent over 8 months designing, tweaking this kit, and I'm so excited to see it done, but now I'm even more eager to hear how people feel about using them and if they love them as much as I do. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Good night.